Okay. Uh, Good morning, all. I hope you are safe at your homes and in well health. Okay. So I'll assume that I'm audible since we had tested this session before. If anything goes on, then you please inform me. Okay. So now I will
Uh,
start.
Dr. Jatin, please stop annotation of your screen so that no one can disturb in between.
Okay. Okay.
After
Okay.
sharing screen, you will see it. Otherwise, carry on your presentation. We will see.
Okay, sir. Fine. No issue. So I hope the presentation screen is visible to all of you. Okay. So see, I have made six PDFs wherein I have put all the steps. If at all you are not able to, any participant is not able to remember the steps, they can refer this PDFs. I'll also show this slides, and along with that, I will also show the live demonstration. Okay. So let's start with this slide itself. This is the overview of Google Classroom. Now, what you will learn in this session? In this session, you will learn how to open Google Classroom and create and edit a new class. That is the
Your
first.
screen is not visible.
Okay, sir. Just
Please
a second.
start sharing. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Sorry for that. Okay, now the screen is visible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So sorry for that. Yes. Uh, so my name is Jatin Ambasana, and I'll be taking the Google Classroom part, and we'll start with overview. So this is the first slide wherein you will see the overview. Then in other slides you will see the parts of various parts of Google Classrooms, and you can refer those. Okay, so what you will learn in this session, you will learn how to open a Google Classroom in your account, in your Gmail account or from your Google account. Then how you can create and edit a new class, and some of the various easy things like adding students, adding faculties, that is co-teachers, then adding guardians can be done. But that guardian facility is limited to Google for Education. It is not available in free versions. And how you can remove faculties or students. You will also see how to work with the class page, how to work with the stream page, and you can see you will also learn that how to add materials. That is, you want to add any syllabus, you want to add any notifications, you want to add any circulars, or you may want to add any ebooks, right? You can create an assignments which will be of four different types, and you can even add topics to your classroom in under which each topic you can create a chapter. For each chapter you can create a single topic. You can create a topic for submission, you can create a topic for mid-sem exam, final exam. In that way you can create topics. You can also create quizzes, and quizzes will in turn have a Google form attached inside it. You can use grading tools in the classroom, and grading tool is very easy to use. And you can even create different assignments in classroom, uh, and you can copy a course at all. But there are some issues with that. I'll show you that also later on. Okay, so now we will see online teaching learning via Google Classroom, right? Online teaching learning is uh, in Google Classroom. It's a combination of four things. Google Classroom is not a simple classroom. It's not a simple Google software. It combines the classroom management techniques combines the additions and sharing with people. That is, four types of people are there. That is teacher, students, guardians, and administrators. By administrators, I mean the domain administrators of your domain who manage your domain of your institute, of your Google account. Then comes the Google Calendar. You can integrate. Before, this thing was not there. Before some years, Google Calendar was not integrated. So if we would have used the Google Classroom in 2005, then at that time there was no Google Calendar attachment where you can see all the due dates of the assignments. But now it is there. Then Google Drive is also there, which is an area to store all the material. So if a student has uploaded, let's say in whole semester, 10 to 20 files, then all his 10 to 20 files will be in a single place in his drive, and the faculty can also access from the classroom drive. So there is a classroom drive section, and there is a personal drive, students own section also. So for each assignment, a folder is created. So you can just by downloading a single zip of an assignment folder, you can download all the assignments all together. Then comes Gmail. Yes, it is integrated totally through Gmail. That is, it is a communication tool for all. Without Gmail, Google Classroom is useless, because whatever you action you take on a Google Classroom is communicated to the stakeholders. Stakeholders, by saying stakeholders, I mean the teachers and students and guardians. So if you create a new assignment, you will get the student will get a mail that a new assignment has been created. If there is a due date approaching, then student may have a set reminder for that in his calendar, and then he may get a mail that yes, a due date has approached. You have to complete this assignment. And if a student has submitted an assignment, the teacher may also get a notification or mail that yes, these many students have submitted the assignments. And for a single student, he will get those kind of mails, so he can have a personal touch on the classroom, that how many students have assigned today, or those kind of things can be known to him. So this is the look of Google Classroom, wherein you can see that this is a stream page. In stream page, so this 4 pages make your whole Google Classroom. It's very easy to use. Stream page is where there are streams for communication, where there are announcements, where there are upcoming due dates. You can see in the upcoming section, the students can see in that upcoming section. And you can communicate one to one through each student or with all students at a time. So for example, if you want to uh, see, there is no direct attendance system in this Google Classroom. But if you want to have an indirect attendance system, and you want to check how many students had attended my today's current workshop, or my current lecture, then what you can do is you can create a stream inside this and let them comment by today. So whoever comments by within an hour or so, you can consider that they were online. Then comes the classwork. In classwork, there are various things in this. From the classwork itself, you can directly go to the drive folder of that class. Then you can see the class calendar, to check the due dates. You can also create various topics and assignments over here, and you can arrange them accordingly. Then comes the people. You can add people, that is the teachers and the students. You can see there is a code over here. This code is visible in people part, but it will also be visible in your stream page. If you check in the stream page, the same type of code is also visible in the stream page. So uh, uh, the code to join the classroom is visible at two pages. That is, one is the stream page and one is people page. But this code is only visible up to the part where students have not joined. If once the students start joining, this won't be visible over here. And then comes the grades. So this, I have made a simple classroom and then taken this pics. So you are not able to see any grades, you are not able to see any people, any classwork or stream. Okay, so now what people can do with this classroom, that is the first major question. What to do with this Google Classroom tool? So teachers can create and manage their classes. They can manage assignments. They can manage grades. They can give direct, real-time feedback and grades. Yes, direct is one-to-one feedback can be given. Real-time means by creating streams. You can create an environment which is a kind of chat environment, although not a live chat, but looks something like that. Gives a feel of discussion forum. And grades are there. You can Teachers can manage the grades. Along with this, teachers can even manage adding co-teachers and people. What can students do? Students can track the classwork and materials. They can download their required materials. Students can even share the resources and interact in the class stream by email. They can interact with another student of their class. They can interact with the faculty, and all these things happen with the help of email. They can even share resources. If a student has made a report and that report is very good, which you want to share, and you tell the student to share it with all your friends, then yes, that can be done, right? Okay. uh, then comes submitting assignments. Students can submit assignments, and see, assignment submission is not a simple task over here. When we'll uh, when we will see the live presentation, you will get to know that in submitting assignments, you have to you can submit various types of assignments directly from Google Drive. You can create various types of uh, assignments like docs, sheets. All those things can be directly made online and then can be submitted. And it can even give the uh, feedback and grades. So students can get direct one-on-one feedback and can also see the grades. And guardians, what can guardians see? So guardians is a new concept where they can get an email summary of the students work, and this summary includes information about their missing work, their due dates, their upcoming assignments, their class activity. And guardians do not have direct access to the Google Classroom, as there are direct accesses to parents in other LMSs. This is not the case with the Google Classroom. They cannot sign in directly to the Google Classroom. They need to receive email summaries through another account. Okay. And talking about administrators, administrators can access all the classes in their domain. So if I am in the administrator of my institute's domain, and I have, suppose I have a G Suite for Education uh, account, then I can access all the classrooms that have been created by the teachers of my institute who are using uh, our domain, our institute domain. Administrator can even administrator can even add or remove the students and teachers from the classes. And administrator can easily view all the work that has been doing on the classrooms. So let's talk about advantages, some advantages and disadvantages. Then we'll directly start with the live sessions. Uh, okay. So one of the First, best part is it gives the exposure to an online learning platform which is easy to access. If you have a Google Gmail account, you can easily access this online learning platform. And uh, remember, this classroom is not only used for online learning platforms, it is also used for informal gatherings like uh, project teams, or maybe some impromptu teams for a particular event. So those kind of things, for those kind of things, Google Classroom is also used because it does not require so much of setup. So that is one of the advantage of it. It's easily set up. You can easily set up a classroom. You can easily invite the students or co-teachers and the guardians. And access to material is also very easy. You can easily share the information like assignments, questions and materials. And while sharing, if you don't have a doc ready, it allows you to directly create a doc onto the drive and share it as a material or as an assignment. So that is one of the best part. It saves time and paper for teachers. Obviously, you can create digitized classes, distribute the assignments digitally. You can communicate with those who have not yet submitted the assignments, and you can stay organized all in one place. And yes, you can even copy a whole course at one go. You just simply click copy, and the whole course structure gets copied on. The only thing, the disadvantage is you need to add the new due dates, and new marks, and all those things have to be re-edited. Then comes the pros, another pros, that is better organization of material for students. So students can see their to do page. On to do page, they can see what is remaining. They can even go to class calendar and see which are the due dates nearing to end. And they can automatically save it into the Google Drive folders. And faculties can archive the courses. And yes, it works, as told before, it works well with all these Google apps. So, and now the mobile access is also available through iOS and Android apps. Then comes enhanced communication and feedback. So it has got a very powerful communication. For each assignment you create, each announcement or instant class discussions, there is a mail. So every notification is sent to each and every uh, uh, let's say stakeholder of that particular discussion. Then comes how you can see the work. It's very easy to quickly check the work of all the students who have submitted. For example, if you have got 50 submissions and those are 50 PDF files, then at a single point you can see one by one all PDFs sequentially, and you can assign marks at that place itself. And yes, if that PDF, or let's say that doc that students have submitted, are using the Google Docs, then it becomes more easier to load. It does not take so much time. If it is a file that has been submitted by student which is not supported by Google, or by maybe by your browser, then yes, it takes a lot of time. But that's why uh, uh, Google has allowed now integrating the docs and sheets and all those slides and all those things with Google Classroom, so that all these things become much faster. Students can share the resources with each other. If a student has submitted something, then he can share it with his teammates, and they can interact in the class stream by email. And uh, it is said that it is affordable and secure. It is for free for schools, non-profits and individuals. I'll show you the live demo, which I am using by my personal Gmail account. And the best part that I love about this is it does not contain ads. So you might have seen various Moodles. where various LMS like Moodle, where many free service providers are there, and they provide Moodle hosting in free, for example Nomio.com. But they also provide uh, ads. So this is problematic if you are using a browser which has ad blocker. So your whole site will be blocked, so you will not be able to access the Moodle if you are if you have activated the ad blocker and there are ads in that particular Moodle, right? So here, that is the best part, there are no ads. Google even does not uh, market more about its classroom product. So that is also one of the best part. That is one of the disadvantage also. Google is not going so much on it, but yes, now as it is a need of the hour, we will surely see many things on it. And it never uses content or data for advertising purposes. So these are some of the uh, advantages. Then we will see the disadvantages. So these are, see, this list is exhaustive. This may go on according to your experience with the Google Classroom. So I have found out these cons with the help of the discussions with my colleagues and friends who have used Google Classrooms a lot. There may be other also which I may have missed it out. You may comment for that in the comment box. And you can see this, there is a, it is difficult to manage the account in the way that it does not allow multiple domains. I'll show you the example in this site itself. So if you are using one institute's domain, and now you want to join to another institute's Google Classroom, you won't be allowed because the domains will change. So that is difficult, impossible right now. You cannot uh, uh, if you are using a personal Gmail account and you want to join a domain institute domain Google Classroom, you won't be able to do that. You need G Suite also for advanced features. As I talked, as I said that you need to have G Suite uh, for the guardians, to add the guardians. Google Meet facility has been now added, that is also available, that is fine. But advanced features like if you want to check the duplication of assignments, then that is only available up to 3 assignments. If you want to go for more, then you have to purchase it. So those are some of the cons. And some people feel that it is too much Googlish. Too much Googlish means it only feels comfortable if you are familiar with Google tools and services. So if you are not familiar with, if you are familiar with any other domain and any other LMS, if you are familiar with a full-fledged LMS like Moodle, or maybe Blackboard, or maybe Canvas, then uh, this will look too much Googlish to you, because they have integrated every Google, almost all Google apps with this particular tool. And yes, some even argue that it is not a full-fledged LMS. Many automated things are not possible in that. Yes. So like it does not allow automated quizzes and tests. It does not. You have to manually edit each quiz. You have to manually make quiz and share it. So those kind of automation tasks are not possible. And there is no linking of tasks. For example, if you want that a quiz 1 is attended first and then quiz 2 is attended, so those kind of things need need so much of work. That is, right now it is not possible in Google Classroom. You can do it in Moodle very easily. Here that thing is not possible. Okay, then course copy also does not copy all things. That will also I will also show that. Then comes difficult learner sharing. So if see, this is a con by some people. This is not a con common disadvantage. Difficult learner sharing, it means, suppose if a student wants to share uh, his document with some people, then he has to select all those people manually. So that, in that way, it is difficult. Okay. Then comes call it is this was one of the point discussed in our discussion with all my colleagues, that in case of quantitative answers it is okay, but if qualitative answers you want to assess, then it is difficult to evaluate. For example, you want to evaluate the engineering drawing sheets submitted by students, then it is very difficult to access those engineering drawing sheets, because it requires a very particular level of zooming in that part. So it's difficult. It's, I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's difficult to evaluate online in Google Classroom. And yes, it does not allow direct attendance in any way. So that is one of the biggest disadvantage. You have to check manually how many have commented today. You have to put it in your records, and all those things have to be done manually. So this is the example. I will show you. This is you can see here, this is my institute email account through which I am using a Google Classroom, JS Sample Classroom 1. And you can see there are two classrooms right now that I'm using. I've created. And if I try to add, see, remember, this is my institute domain, uh, Google Classroom. So that is at the rate marvareducation.edu.in, in that way. And if I try to add a personal email account to this particular classroom, maybe as a teacher or as a student, then it will not allow me. So you can see it can't invite teacher from this domain. So cross domain thing is right now not possible in Google Classroom. Whereas in other LMSs, it is just very simple. You want to add a person, add it through his email. That's it. So that was all for this particular PDF. You also have, I also have other slides for this. The, let me again share the screen. Okay, fine. So this Google Classroom part 1 to 6 are there. The 6 slides are there that I have shared. Uh, Someone else is sharing the screen. Okay. Is my screen visible to all?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
it
sir.
is
Yes,
visible
sir.
now.
Okay. 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 Done. Done. So this is a second PDF where you will see how to manage classroom, how to open it, and how to create new class, and all those things will be visible. I will not show it to you right now, because we will go on hands-on right now. I will show you the live demo. This is just for your reference, that I'm showing you how to use each PDF. Then this part 3 is for people, adding and removing people. Then this part 4 is totally on classwork page, where you can see how to use classwork page, how to create assignments and all those things. Then the part 5 is about streams, and part 6 is about grades. So all this have been uploaded. You'll be able to access it. Now let's start with using the Google Classroom. So this is the Google Classroom that I have created. You can see this is the Google Classroom. If I click over here, I will see classes. All classes can be seen from this classes folder. I can see my calendar. I can go to the to-do list. I can even go to my classrooms. All the classrooms will be listed over here, and I can go to settings. Uh, so let's go to the classroom. If I click over here, I can see the classroom. Let me first show you how to create a class. So this is the class. If I click on this plus icon, I will get two options. There is join class and create class. So just simply by clicking create class, I can get it. So see this, it gives you a notification. Asks you that if you are using a classroom at school with students or not, and you have to accept it, and then I say continue. Okay, so now for creating class, only thing required is the class name. Section, subject, room, all these are optional. Okay, now you can see over here I've made a section A, right? And already 6 students have joined. So now if I create another classroom, for example, J's classroom 2, and this is the name that is required. Then section, what does the section mean? Section can be used for multiple classrooms of the same semester. For example, if you have 3 classes in semester 6, and for that all those 3 different classes you want to have separate classroom, then you can create separate sections. So you name it as section A for first class, then section B for second class, and section C for third class. So I just gave it a name as section B. Then comes subject. Subject, you can add the subject name for which you are creating this classroom. Let's call it as online teaching. And you can even give the room number. If there is a room which is permanent for this particular classroom, that this room does not matter much in terms of software. This is just for our understanding. So let's create it. It will just take a little bit, not much, in creating that particular classroom. And once the classroom is created, it's very easy to even join the people. Students can also join with 2 different ways uh, in a classroom. Okay, now see this classroom has been created. This is the name over here, this is section, and through here you can see the class code. So if you have opened this classroom in your class, in your life, in your actual classroom in the college, and you want to give this code to the students, and you tell them to join through their mobiles, then you can show this code directly to them. If this code looks smaller on the projector screen, you can even make it much bigger, so that students can far away from behind can also read it, and they can uh, use this code to join the classroom. How do they use this code? It's very simple. See, I will tell you. I just copy this part, and now what I will do is just remember this J account, this jatin.cet account I'm using is the teacher's account for this particular classroom. And I will take you to another classroom. This is my another Gmail account, uh, which I will use as a student account. So I will have to click over here to join a class. I click on the join class, and it asks me for the code. So what I'll do is I'll enter the code over here, and I'll click on join. Once I click on join, I'll be joined to that particular classroom. So here I can see in this teacher's classroom, in this classroom 2, this teacher's account, there are particularly no students. But as soon as I got added to it, you can see I have been activated over here. And if I would have invited some other people over here, and they would not accepted it, then it will not show like this one. Let me show you that example also. uh, I will add some people to this, and the people can be added very easily. See, I will click on to the invite students from here, and I can add the emails. Once the emails, it recognizes email, you can send an invite, and it will show that it is inviting, and that invitation email will be sent to them. And you can see these all are invited, they have not yet joined. If they would have joined, then in this way, there you can see this particular checkbox is also dark, and this is light, it is not yet accessible, and this one is accessible. So once the person joins as a student, that particular person is accessible from here. And what else you can do with that person, with that student? You can email that particular student, you can even uh, select that particular student, and you can even remove that particular student. If by mistake you added that particular student, then you may remove him or her. And you can even mute. Now what does this mute mean? Mute is very important if you find any notorious students who are continuously messaging or using this app for continuous harassment purpose. So this mute part is very much useful. You can mute the student and you can unmute the student right away. Then you can even add faculties from here the same way we added. I will add another faculty to this, and I'll select him and invite. So in
Yes,
this way we
sorry
can.
to interrupt. Jatin sir,
Yes.
your polls are ready. You can access them by clicking on polls button.
Okay, so fine. Let's see. Uh, let's launch a poll over here, and let's see how many answer it properly. Okay, 134, 135 have polled. Still, some are polling, and I think okay. Still, people are polling. No issue. Let's wait for some time. Let them poll. Let them give the answer to this. You can see many have still selected wrong options like stream. These are all part stream, classwork, grades, and people. These all are part of the Google Classroom. Uh, Homework is not a part of that. So homework, I purposefully I made that particular term to confuse all. Okay, so we will end the polling now. Okay, so you can see the result that 41% have answered the. Okay, so you can see 41% have answered correctly. Some have answered stream, which is wrong. Stream, classwork, grades, and people. These are the major pillars in which on which the classroom is made. Okay, so let's continue with the session again. Okay, so you can see I had invited a teacher, but he has not yet joined. So that invited remains here. As soon as he joins, this will become active. This part will become active. Okay, so that was about people. You can easily add teachers, you can easily add students, and you can email them, you can even mute them. I will show what is muting, right? Let me show you what happens in mute. So this is my teacher account, and you can share something with your students directly from this. Share something with your class. If you click onto this, it will say, suppose you want to share a message, welcome to my second class. And the best part is, if you want to send this message to only some students, you can select it from here. You can see it right now, only one student is being shown over here. Why? Because other students have not joined, right? So since other students have not joined that, and that invitation has not been accepted by other students, you won't be able to send them this particular notification. But yes, once they join, they will be able to see it on the stream page of this Google Classroom, until and unless you don't remove that particular post. So you can even add files from here. You can add any YouTube video, you can add file, a link, or a Google Drive. And then you can even, the best part is, you can even schedule this particular post, or you can save it as a draft. You are not sure that to post this to or not, so you can even save it as a draft. You can even schedule, let's say for example you want to schedule it for after 10 minutes or after a day or something like that. You can schedule it. If you go to schedule, you will ask you for the date and time, and you can select those date and times, and then you can schedule. Right now we will not schedule it, we will directly post it. So I just posted it, it is posting. And once it is posted, you can see on the stream page, this post is there, right? And let me again share one more stream, one more post in the stream. Okay, this is second post. I will write it onto this, and I just say post. So you can see this post is there. So the last post that you make remains on top, and the first post that you had made, first ever post, goes in the bottom. So in this way all the posts are arranged, right? So let's go to the student section, and in the student part, you can see there are only three parts. One is stream, classwork, and people. A student is not able to see the grades. A student will be able to see the grades, his own grades, but not other students' grades. So this is a stream page of the student, and I as a student can see what the teacher has posted, and I can comment onto it. This is second post. Wow, this is nice. I will comment onto it. And I will again comment onto it. Very good. And now you can see, and so this I will show you one more disadvantage that is a problematic over here is, see this page has loaded and now it has come. If you have kept it open, then it takes some time to load, right? And that is a one more issue with this thing, but it's not a bigger issue. Let me refresh this page and let's see whether all comments are available. Yes, comments, two comments are available. So now from here what I can do is I can delete this particular comment, or I can mute that particular student itself. So if I mute it, see what happens is these things will happen. A muted students cannot submit their work. Other students won't also see that he or she has been muted. So no one will be able to make his comment on him or her. Muted students cannot reply to the classmates' work. They cannot even comment or post. So these are the restrictions that we have put on the student. And once we mute this, what happens is, see, this kind of symbol comes in front of that particular student since he has been muted, right? And if we go to the student part, then if I click onto this, let's see what happens. Share with the class, I say hello and I say post. So you can see couldn't attach file. Make sure you have permission to share it. So since you have been muted, you won't be shown that you have been muted, but it will give you this kind of messages when you try to post something or when you try to comment. Okay. So you can see the stream, how streams work, right? So here what we can do is we can create live discussions among our students, and we can ask a particular question and let other students comment on it, so that we can know how many students have been active in this particular Okay, so let's directly go to the classwork, which is one of the major part of our Google Classroom. In classwork, you can see that this drive folder is there. If I click onto this drive folder, it will directly take me to the Google Drive, where right now it is empty, but it will show me the folders for each assignments once students start submitting the assignments. Okay, so so let's try to create something. Okay, you can even see the Google Calendar from here, and from here also you can see the Google Calendar. So now let's create something. So these are the various options available right now. You can create 5 things. That is, one of the thing is topic. So let's start with creating a topic. Let's say unit 1 is our topic. Add it. Once you add it, unit 1 is added. You can rename it, you can delete it, you can even copy the link to send it to students. Again, you create another topic. Let's say unit 2. You add it. Now suppose you want to add some material. So you go to create and click on material. In this material, I will say this is sample, or let's take info for students from AICTE, and I want to uh, attach a file to it. So I'll go to add, I'll click on add, I will click on file. So it will ask me to upload the file, or from recent or from your drive you can share it. You can access it from shared drives or from start. So what I will do is I will go to this part. I will take the file uh, from my desktop, and I will upload it over here. You can see important links for students is attached, and I will upload. So it will start uploading it. Once it is uploaded, it will get attached to your this material part. And you can even, the best part is, see this, by clicking on create, you can create 5 different types of uh, attachments, that is docs or slides or sheets or drawings or forms. Many people still don't know how to use Google Slides, but it is one of the best options right now if you want to share your slides with your students and you want to even present it remotely. So Google Slides are very best options. Many people have started using it nowadays. So you can create all those things, and these all things will get attached to this particular material post. You can even select for which classroom you want to. So for suppose you have 3 sections, as we talked while creating a classroom, that there are section A and section B, and you want this post to be shared, this material to be shared with both the classrooms, then you can select it from here. You can even select the students. If this classroom is not selected, you can even click the student from here. You can see one of the faculty has joined using my code that I showed. So yes, I can even select or deselect them, and I can select multiple classes, and I can post. Once I post this, this will be email. This part will be email. Yes. Okay. So I would like to you people to also join. If you can join, I'm keeping this code open. You can straight away write it down and join this classroom just for an experience of using a classroom as a student, right? It is RLVDEY4. So you can use this code to directly join the classroom. You can join it using your personal Gmail account, right? If you're using a domain Gmail account, you won't be able to join this. But if you're using a personal Gmail account, you will be easily able to join this classroom. So you can see n number of students can join using the same single code. So it is very, very easy. This is one of the best part, that there is no restriction like self-enrollment or something like that that is there in Moodle. I had seen many of you had issues with just simply becoming the user of a Moodle, but here it is very, very easy. So if you want to straight away start with the classroom and adding the students, so Google Classroom is very much pretty much easy in those senses. Okay, so let's go to the classroom. Now we can see this is the material that I had shared, but yes, I had not shared it under any unit. Okay, so this unit I have to take up. I can arrange this unit from here. You can see I can arrange this, all this part, right? Now what I'll do is I will edit it. I will edit this post and I will select it for a particular topic, unit 1. You can create a post for no topic at all, right? Or you can at the go directly you can create a topic. Sorry. So what I will do is I will now select unit 1 and save. Once I saved it, what happens is it got transferred into this unit 1, right? So okay, now let's create a quiz. That is what you'll be interested in, right? So let's go to the quiz assignment. I'll say quiz 1, and in this quiz 1 I will give the instructions as uh, finish it soon. And here you can see I can create a blank quiz from here. So I just click on to this and it will take me to a blank quiz, and in this there will be responses as questions sheet. This is a simple Google form that we all have been using till now. So what I'll do is I'll first rename it quiz 1. Okay, and I will just say uh, are you maintaining social distancing? Or let's say, let's make it as, is it good to maintain the social distancing? Okay, and we will, you can see the suggestions. It has given the suggestions that we can add yes, no, maybe. So if I click onto this, it will directly add all the options like yes, no, maybe. You can even add other options, right? So let's and from here you can see these type of questions can be added. That is, one is short answer, another is paragraph, then you can even add multiple choice questions. And the best part is, while you are creating the question, by uh, depending on the text of the question, it will automatically make the type of the question. So if you are saying that say true or false, then it will by default give you multiple choice. If you are saying that submit the email address, then by default it will go take it as a short answer, and it will even I'll show you how to make that email part, right? Then you can go for answer key over here, right? If you say answer key, if I want to say yes is the answer, I will click it. Now I want to make it a point, I want to give it a point, I will give it a 1 point, and then I will say done. So here you will see a tick mark. You can even select multiple answers while you go for answer key, but this is not the case in this particular question. So we'll just select yes only, and then you can even mark it as required. So uh, the user has to answer it compulsorily. And the best part is you can duplicate a particular question. So what I'll do is I'll just simply no, I will not duplicate. What I'll do is I'll add another question. Now I can take this question up, rearrange the questions in this manner. I can drag it and rearrange the questions, you can see. And here what I will do is I will go to settings and I'll say collect email addresses, and response receipts can also be given to the students. You can even limit the sign in to one response, that is a person can give only one response, that is one quiz can only be attended by that particular person. Since he will be using it through email addresses, he will be using it after signing it, and that will be tracked. You can even let them edit after submit, but since it is a quiz, we will not do that. And we can even let them see the summary, but we'll also not do that, because since it is a quiz. So from now, from this save, I will click on to save, and it will be saved. You can see the email address, it is automatically added it. And for example, if I take another quiz, if I take another question, and if I say phone number, I just click tab. So you can see automatically it has changed the question type to short answer. That is one of the best part of Google Classroom, that or Google Form, that it automatically arranges the question type as per the question text. You can describe the answer over here. Short answer text can okay, and the best part is, see this, you can put validations, whether you want only number, you want a particular length. Suppose a length maximum character count should be not more than 10, right? And you can even give the custom error text, no enter proper phone number, or let's say mobile number. And uh, you can remove that particular validation also, right? And from here you can say required. Since this is not an, you don't need an answer for this, you will not click any answer, and you will not give any point to this, and you will click on required. So, and this question is by default it has come, extra is there. So what I will do is I will delete this part. So right now we will be collecting one email address, we will be collecting one phone number, and we will be collecting this particular answer to this particular question, that is it good to maintain the social distancing. So now what I will do is, once this is done, I'll rename it, I will save it, and then I will close it. So what I will do is I will simply close the tab. So, and now I'll just save the draft. Let's see. Once you save the draft, you can see over here it is very light. It is not blue colored. It means it is not yet activated. The draft is saved. Now again, I click onto this and edit it. Once I edit it, and you can see the quiz 1 has been loaded. It has been attached. If I click onto this, it will show me the quiz 1. You can, from this point, you can edit this form. Now what I will do is I'll give some points to it. Let's say 10 points to this, and I can even give the due dates. Click on this and I will give 13, and maybe yes, this time by default it is giving the end of the day, and I'll select the topic as unit 1. I can even, the best part is I can even assign the rubric, right? You can even reuse some other rubric, you can even import the rubrics, you can even create the rubrics. That is how much part you want to be, what level you want, what description for that level, what points for that particular level you want, and in that way you can create the rubrics. But since this is a very simple question, we will not make rubric for it, right? So this, we just delete the rubric, And now what we do is we assign this quiz. Since the quiz is finalized, check all the things properly, right? uh, have you selected proper classrooms? Have you selected proper students? You can see these many students. Wow, I can see many of you have joined. Wow. So I can even select only some particular students from this all the students, and only those will be assigned this quiz. So that is the beauty of this Google Classroom. And I select, by default all will be selected, and now I will say assign. I just simply say assign, and that's it. It has been added to unit 1, and you can see the icon has even become blue. So it has now been public. Now if you go to stream, you can see this is the upcoming part. Quiz 1 is the upcoming part. You can see the due date. And if I go to the student view, that is my own student view, you can see the stream was updated. Now click. So this is one of the cons of this uh, Google Classroom. This stream does not get updated directly. It shows you that it is updated. You click onto it, and now you get to know that. You can see many of you have uh, added something, and it shows me. And what as a student I can do, I can just copy the link, or I can report the abuse. Okay. Okay, so many of you have typed over here and added the stream part. And now see, this quiz is on top. You can see this is the on top. And if I go to to do, if I go to do part, you can see this quiz is due by tomorrow 11:59 p.m. So all the to do tasks will be listed over here. So and you can see over here done also, how many have been done. Since I had done some quizzes and assignments in another classroom, these all things have been done. See, this is Jay's sample classroom 1, in which quiz 1 is there. This is not the quiz 1 that I created currently. This is the quiz 1 that I created uh, before for another sample classroom. Okay, so I'll again go back to classes. This is the classroom 2, and I go to the quiz. And now what I will do is, how now I will show you how a student can access it. So here the student sees all the, that this quiz is particularly of 10 points. This quiz is due by tomorrow 11:59 p.m. and your work has been assigned. You can see here it is showing me in green, it is assigned, and you have to mark it as done. So this is one of the thing that you have to, student have to take care that until they mark it as done, it will not be completed from their side. But many times it happens automatically. Let me show you. So just clicking on to the quiz 1, it takes the student to this quiz 1, and here I give the email address, I give the phone number, and then I say yes, and I say submit. You can see the score from here. Student can see the score. Yes, I have been assigned 1 mark for this. And from here, the student can see the open assignment also. Once this has been done, uh, now let me see whether student has completed this or not. So I go to classwork. I will just check whether I have completed it or not. View assignment. Now you can see it has been turned in automatically. So this means that I have completed the quiz. Many times what happens is when you upload something, you have to turn it manually, right? You can even, a student can even unsubmit it and then again resubmit it, right? So, and if I go over here and I go to classwork and I click over here, you can see 13 have been assigned, and 13, all the 13 have turned it in. Wow, that is very good. So I click over here, and this is the best part I was talking about, that if I have assigned something and I want to see it from all these things, from a single place, I can able to see it, right? So you can see this, but the only thing is the grading has to be done manually. So if I want to assign grades to all of you in this way, since you have attended this post, I will assign 10 to all of you. So you see, I start assigning the marks, I start assigning the grades to all of you. And what happens is, uh, uh, it is getting selected in the left hand side, and there is a button called return which is getting activated on top left corner. So until I return this marks, you won't get this marks. This will become as a draft, right? So this is the manual thing that you have to do. I have to, as a instructor, I have to do that thing. This is somewhat uh, disadvantage. So you can see I'm returning to 15 students, and I'll return it, and all these 15 will get the marks for this particular assignment being submitted, right? Okay. So and let me go to the again to the classroom, and I can go into the grades. Now I'll show you the grades part. I can see this quiz one is there, right? Okay. And many of them have not yet been graded. They might have attended it, but it has not yet been graded. So from here I can grade them. Suppose I want to grade it from here, I can grade it, right? It is saving, and now it is drafts. Remember this thing, this steps have to be remembered. You give them mark, it saves as a draft, and you then return that submission. Until and unless you return it, that is not a compulsory final submission, right? Only if you return the marks, then it gets completed from students point of view and from teachers point of view. So it's a kind of two-way communication. You give the assignment, you turn it in, student gets the assignment, he turns in it, and you accept it, he gets the marks. So it's a kind of three-way handshake task. Okay, fine. So let me add one more assignment to this. Let me create, and now you see you can even create question. You can reuse a post. Let me try to reuse a post. So I will click on reuse a post. It will show me all the classrooms that I have created. So I will go to the classroom that I had created uh, yesterday. I'll click onto it. I will use this question part, and I will say reuse. I can even click create new copies of all assignments. Okay, and where I will add it, I will add it to unit. Let's say no topic at all. That's it. I will ask. Once I ask this question, you can see this question has been added on the top without any topic. It is not under any topic. It is independent. Let me again reuse a post. I will reuse a post, and let me mm, give you an assignment. Assignment one, describe yourself, create new copies of all assignments, and reuse. Okay, so you can see this is a describe yourself, and from here I can create a particular doc and tell them to describe them in a particular format, right? For some referring, and I can create rubric, and I can even assign it to particular students. So let's assign it. Okay, so this has, now see, it has been copied with the unit itself, right? So what I can do is I can uh, edit it. I don't want this topic, so I can just edit it. Click on to, let's say I will click into unit 2. I will add it to unit 2. Once I add it to unit 2, uh, it will get shifted to edit unit 2, and now I can delete this part. It's pretty much simple, pretty much easy. That's it. So now you people can describe yourself through this. Now you can see 27 students have been assigned. So that was most of the part. That was about streams. Then streams is about communication with your with the students. You can see many people have communicated over here. I can even delete some parts. Let's say I want to delete this, you can delete it, right? And classwork part, where I can add most of the where I can structureize the class. Let me show you one example of mm, my own class. This is my uh, okay, this is my institute email address, and in which I had created a class last year, where I had uh, done various made various units, and you can see various types of assignments have been given, and all those assignments have been graded over here. uh, Many students have been graded, and people are also there, many people are there. uh, all the students are there inside the people part. So the difficult task is only to create this classwork part. Why? Because it needs a structure where student will be able to see which work has to be done under which topic, and all the material will be accessible from here. And now you can see the difference, the biggest difference between a free version and the Google for Education version. This is the Google Classroom for Education version, where you can see in under class work there is a Meet option available. You can generate a Meet link and you can share it with the students. I will not generate it right now. Let's go to the free version. And in this free version, in this classroom, we are not able to see that Google Meet for uh, link, creating a link for Google Meet. So this is one of the biggest difference. Although it is free, these kind of advanced features are not available in the free versions, right? Okay, so I think let's call it end of the day. And I would like if you have any queries, any questions.
Yes, Jatin sir. There
Yes,
are
sir.
a few questions in the chat box. I would like you to answer a few of them. One is Google controlled through administrator?
Yes, Google can be controlled through the administrator. As I told you, administrator is the person who is the domain admin of your particular domain account. So yes, administrators can access it. They can even remove any person. They can even add a person, and they can watch all the activities being going on in the particular classroom.
Okay. Another question we have is, can we change the class code manually and according to our choice?
No, class code cannot be changed. It is generated by default, and you cannot change it.
Okay. So how equations can be typed in the questions?
Sorry, sir, what was it? How?
How can we type equations in the question?
Okay, so for equations, what you can do it, I would suggest is every question or every quiz or every post, in every post you can attach a Google Doc, right? So if you know how to access Google Doc, you can create your own specialized document and attach it to your post, to your question, to your quiz, or even to in your stream, in your announcements, right? So it's very easy to share, but the only thing is you should know how to access docs, slides, and all those things. So this classroom provides you as a structure wherein you can host your material. You can, it provides you a tool to communicate, right? And it does not provide you the basic things. It, that basic things are linked from the Google Drive, and Google Drive supports this Google Slides, Google Docs, Sheets, and all the Google apps. Yes. Any other questions, sir?
Yeah, how can we remove a student from our Google Classroom?
Okay, that is very easy. You just simply go to let me show you. I simply go to the people part over here. I simply go to people part. I think it is screen. My screen is shared, right?
Yes, right.
Oh, okay, okay. So now you can see many students are there. I had muted myself. That is another as a student. I will just simply select from here. I'll select myself, go to actions, and I'll say remove. So once I remove, that's it. I'll be removed from that class. Now I go to my student account, go to classes. Within some time, that part will go.
Okay. So one last
Now,
question. Uh,
yes, yes, sir.
there are a few participants who are saying that their children are attending Google Classroom, which is
Okay,
provided
okay,
from their schools, but they are
okay.
not able to view some content on their PC. So could you answer how this is possible? What could be the reason for that?
Okay, so as I told you, see, Google Classroom, there was a con called as Googlish, right? I talked about a disadvantage called being Googlish. It is so much Googlish that it easily accepts the documents, the slides, the sheets, the forms that you have created on Google. But if that file that you attach to a particular question or a quiz or a post, uh, that file is not supported by the Google Classroom or your browser, then obviously it will make it difficult to load. I'll show you one example. uh, Let me show you one example. uh, Thank you for asking this question. So this is my institute email address where I had given the task of submitting. What I've done is I told the students to complete a HTML course by Solo Learn, and I've given the link over there. And I go to the view assignment part. Now see, these many are missing and these many have done it. So if I directly go on to grading it, I click on to this part, then what happens is it will show me this is how I can grade, right? Check this out. So this you can see over here, the student has uploaded a JPG, but there may be another student who might have uploaded it using PDF, right? So it will take somewhat load while loading this part, this particular part where the actual file is being displayed. It is not possible to display for the browser or for the Google Classroom. Then what it will allow is it will allow you to download that particular file. So you will be able to download that particular file from here, from this option, right? And then after downloading it, you can open it on your PC or your mobile. If that file type is supported in your PC, in your mobile, it will open. You can check it out and then you may submit or do something, right? So these issues are there. So that's why many people called it as being too much Googlish. Why? Because it supports all the Google Docs and all the other things, but other outside things, it is somewhat problematic. Many a times, you people are students or even faculties are not able to view it properly. So these issues are obviously there. But those are not big issues. The only thing is you need to check that whether those files are big or what, whether those files have been downloaded properly or not, whether those files are you are able to open it, whether those files are supported in your mobile or not. So those kind of issues have to be taken care of. It might have even happened that the files may have been downloaded in the background and the person does not even know where it has been downloaded, right? So these kind of issues do occur with parents normally.
Thank you, sir. I would like to add up on this that sometimes the uploader, the faculty also may upload the file but would not share permission for that for others to see. In that case,
Yes,
also
yes.
people may not be able to see those documents.
Yes, those are also the cases. Those are also the cases. Now Google has made it very much easy. See, the best part is you directly, while creating the stream, you can directly add a file to it. You click onto it, you add a file. So if you add a file from here directly, then the permission will be given to all the people, all the students with whom you are sharing it, right? But if you add a separate file from your drive, from your Google Drive, then you have to take care manually to go to that file, make permissions such that all the people with the link can access it. So faculty has to take care, whatever he shares, he should share it in a manner that that particular document is accessible through the link and it is readable through the link, right?
Okay, thank you,
Hello,
sir.
Jatin sir. One more question is there.
Okay, yes, sir.
How we generate poll on Google Classroom?
Okay, so there is specifically, instead of going on poll, there is nothing like poll. There is something called as question. So you go to create and you create a question. So you can see I had created a question. Let me see. Okay, 5 people have turned it in. 5 people have said it yes, and 22 has been assigned. So this is a kind of sample poll, right? Where it's a simple question and people answer to it. Yes, no, maybe, or something like that. And people even can comment onto it. See, yes, thank you. A person from one of you have commented. So this is the best part. There is nothing called separate poll. The only thing you get is this many things: creating an assignment, creating a quiz assignment, creating a question, you can upload material, and you can reuse the post. Okay, one more thing I forgot to tell is this: in quiz assignment, the limitations is up to 6 to 7 types of questions. That is, you cannot add drag and drop of kind of questions or more complicated types of questions that are available in Moodle, right? But this much questions are much more than sufficient enough for school teachers. If we go for higher level education classes, then this may not be sufficient. I myself use drag and drop on image, drag and drop on text, these kind of select multiple from multiple sides, these kind of questions. So those kind of questions are not available in this Google Classroom. That is only one limitation.
One more question is there, sir. Can we
Yes, sir.
use rubrics in Google Classroom?
Yes, you can use the rubrics in Google Classroom, and rubric can be assigned to each and every single question. That is one of the beauty, and you will be able to see that rubric in the grades part also.
Uh, Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Over
Jatin,
to
sir, over to you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the informative session on Google Classroom.